Hi guys, welcome back to story time. Just a quick recap of chapter 3 before we go on to chapter 2. In chapter 3 we met two more rats and Zam had a bit of an encounter with them, and then right at the end of the chapter the oven door opens up and the kitchen is filled with smoke and gingerbread crust, and that's where it ends. We don't know what's happened, so let's start reading chapter 4 to find out. Chapter 4 is called Ginger, so let's begin. Zam ducked, and as he threw himself to the floor to avoid a flying baking tray, he felt the greasy fur of a rat brush past his raised hands. There was a series of deafening crashes as the trays landed in various parts of the kitchen, together with a shower of crumbs and billows of smoke and steam. When Zam looked up, the rats had gone, but the kitchen was a mess. The trays from the exploding oven had knocked over the cooling shelves, scattering rolls and pastries everywhere. A flour sack had split, and a milk churn had been overturned, and the resulting mixture was slowly spreading across the flagstone floor. Shattered short crust pastry shells lay in gently smoking heaps, and slumped over the lip of an open oven was a great mass of gingerbread. The only object unaffected by the explosion seemed to be the sugar-spun princess, which had somehow ended up on its own two elegant feet in the far corner of the kitchen. The porcelain cake decorator's dummy, meanwhile, had smashed to pieces on the floor. Zam was just puzzling over this when he felt a hand on his shoulder. "Zam, are you all right?" It was Balthazar, together with the apprentices and a couple of customers. He was looking down at Zam with concern. "I think so," said Zam, getting to his feet and brushing pastry crumbs out of his hair. "I found two rats in the kitchen," he began, but Balthazar quickly silenced him with a look and took him to one side. "Not so loud," the head baker whispered. He turned to the others. "Everybody back to the shop," he instructed cheerfully. "It's nothing to worry about. Accidents will happen." Once the kitchen was clear, Balthazar took Zam gently by the arm. "Don't mention the rats," he cautioned. "If word got out that they were in our bakery, it could ruin us. I'll find the money to pay them off somehow. I just thought I had more time." Zam could hear loud voices in the shop. "Where are my crescent rolls, and what was that awful crashing sound?" "You clear the kitchen, Zam. There's a good lad, while I smooth things over with the customers. I'll send Langdale here to give you a hand." The head baker hurried back to the shop. Zam looked around for the broom. "They stole it," said a small, sweet voice. "The broom?" said Zam, confused, trying to work out who had spoken. "No, the spoon, you silly." The voice gave a little tinkling laugh. "I saw the rats take it from your pocket when the mountain of gingerbread burst out of the oven." Zam swallowed hard, then rubbed his eyes. "It couldn't be, could it?" The sugar-spun princess stepped daintily out of the corner and tiptoed across the floor, avoiding the milky sludge as she did so. You're alive!" Zam gasped. "Of course," she said. "You made me with a runcible spoon, just like you made Ginger." Zam followed the sugar-spun princess's gaze as he watched the mass of gingerbread rippled and flexed, and then gathered itself up onto what Zam could only describe as its feet. It must have expanded in the heat of the oven, because now it towered over Zam. And this is what the gingerbread now looks like. The sugar-spun princess danced across the kitchen, gathering the spoons, forks and spatulas, which she took over to the gingerbread. It held out two great arms, and she pressed the cutlery into the ends until it had an impressive array of fingers. "Runcible spoon?" Zam's head was still spinning. "Yes, the spoon that made me," said the sugar-spun princess. "It was carved from the wood of the forever tree," she continued, "and it must be full of magic. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to talk or think or do this." She danced around the kitchen while Ginger clapped his hands together, making the spoons and forks clank and clink. "What the—" Zam turned to see that Langdale had trotted into the kitchen and was staring at the living mountain of gingerbread. As the goat boy fainted, Ginger caught Langdale gently in his arms and laid him down on the split flour sack. Ginger turned to the sugar-spun princess and swayed from side to side, stamping his feet. A shower of crumbs tumbled down as a split appeared in the shape of a smile in his lumpy face. 2 dark eye holes opened above the mouth. Ginger blinked, then opened his mouth, and a rumbling sound rose up from deep within. It sounded like bubbling toffee and pudding bowls being scraped. The sugar-spun princess stopped dancing and craned her neck upwards, head to one side, listening. She turned to Zam. "Ginger says that the Runcible Spoon is calling to him," she explained. "Calling to him?" Zam said, looking up at Ginger's crumbly face, staring back at him. It certainly was powerful magic, and Zam had caused all of this by using that strange spoon. He knew magic was not allowed, and a powerful object like that could spell trouble for Bakery Number 9. But despite everything, Zam felt a shiver of excitement running through him. "What's the Runcible Spoon saying?" he said. And that's the end of chapter 4. This is Zam and Ginger and the sugar-spun princess having a conversation. Now, really short chapter, but really, really interesting. So I think this chapter was really, really important because it's getting the action started. We finally found out what this Runcible Spoon has done, and Zam has finally realised that the spoon he mysteriously found the other day was actually a magic spoon. So I'm sure that this is the start of the adventure for Zam, which is really, really exciting. Okay guys, well, I hope you have a lovely rest of your evening, and I hope you're back tomorrow for chapter 5.